So before we begin talking about other angle relationships, we need to recognize something first. So if we are assuming that these two lines right here are parallel to each other, and then this is a line that intersects both of them, we know that, for example, this angle and this angle are going to be the same. And so we know this because if we were to make this into a right angle, and then we were to make this into a right angle, these would be similar triangles. And so we already know that we already have this angle in common for both of them, and we know that these are both right angles. So then that means that these two angles here are the same, which therefore means this angle is the same as this angle right here. And we will dive more into the proof of that when we come back to class so we can better discuss it as a class. But if we look at our first set of angle relationship, which is a vertical angle simply means that they are across from each other. So for example, 2 and 3 are vertical angles, 1 and 4 are vertical angles, and then so on with 5 and 8 and 6 and 7. So then if we look at angles 1 and 2, for example, we know that they add up to 180. So, we look at them, we know that these add up to 180. And then we look at angles 1 and 3, and we also know that they add up to 180. So we know that angle 1 plus 3, angle 3, equals 180 degrees, and we know that angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180 degrees. Therefore, we know that angle 2 is equal to angle 3, and the same proof can apply for angle 1 and 4 being equal, 5 and 8 being equal, and 6 and 7 being equal. So we know that our vertical angles are always equal to each other as long as these lines are parallel to each other. So the next relationship we're going to look at are alternate interior angles. So our alternate interior angles are going to be angles 3 and 6 together, and then we're going to look at angles 4 and 5 together. So when we look at this, we notice that angle 4 and 5 are the same size, and then angle 3 and 6 are the same. Angle 3 and 6 are the same size. And we know that angle 3 plus angle 5 would equal 180 degrees, because if you slid this line up to here, they would match up, and 5 would be where 1 is, and 3 would be where, and the 7 would be where the 3 is, and so 3 and 5 are supplementary angles because they add up to 180, and the same logic applies with angle 6 and angle 4. So thinking along with that same logic of sliding this line up to this line, we want to look at what would be corresponding angles. So if I did slide this line up to here, and these 2 points here would match up. Here, let's mark those. So we know that those 2 points would match up. We would see that angle 5 is equal to angle 1, and then the same logic applies with 6 and 2, and then 7 and 3, and then 4 and 8. Those, where you see the colors matching up, those are all corresponding angles. So now we're going to take a look at what are called alternate exterior angles. We already did alternate interior angles. So our alternate exterior angles are just the angles where they are kind of opposite of each other. So if you look like 2 and 7 are alternate exterior angles, and then 1 and 8. And you see that those are equal too, because if we were to kind of swing this up and around, the 7 would fall where the 2 is, and the 8 would fall where the 1 is. So if we swung it around and slid it up, they would be equal to each other. And that is about it for our angle relationships. If you have any questions, please email me or stop by the group chat.